Okay. Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Pol. Welcome to Pol Ki Bol. I think I'm live. Today I'm going to talk about how you need to manage your money in your 20s, especially in your mid 20s is what I would say. Early to mid 20s, it's extremely important how to manage your money. I'm someone who's in my early 30s right now, right? And I personally feel that I was lucky that I made some decent, money decisions, financial decisions when I was in my 20s. And because of it, I really have my past self to thank too. But also, I made some absolutely stupid decisions in my 20s, right? Especially in my mid 20s when it was like, wow, I lost lakhs. I've lost lakhs, by the way. Not 1 lakh, or not like a few thousand here and there, not a single lakh, but multiple lakhs because of my own stupidity, right? And I don't want you to make those stupid mistakes. And I want to, like, really tell you that how should your approach to money be, what is it that you should be looking at, and what you should be definitely avoiding. Yeah, okay, when it comes to money in your 20s, because managing your money in your 20s and in your 30s are two very different things. Take care. I don't know what is it, managing your money in your 40s, but it is closer to your late 30s than anything else. Okay, now let me be very clear. If you want to know how to make money quickly and all of that, please get off this stream, because this video is not for that, right? I have never made money very quickly. I've made money in a progressive manner. So मुझे ज़्यादा नहीं आता, okay, इन सब चीज़ों के बारे में. But I do know that when you get money, if you get 100 rupees or like whatever money, catch 100 for example's sake, I know how to manage it. I'm confident in my abilities to manage it, right? Most of my advice you might feel कि ये क्या बोल रहा है, but please bear with me, right? I really want you to know that managing your money is a skill. It is not something which is taught anywhere in our country, okay, or anywhere for that matter. If you look at the other countries also, they don't really teach people in schools and all how to really manage your money, okay? And then there is some advice also that you will get from your elders, because society kind of outsources it to elders कि all our institutions are like आपके मम्मी पापा ने जो आपको सिखाया है या आपके अंकल आंटीज ने आपको जो सिखाया, आपके बड़ों ने जो आपको सिखाया, वो आप लेके आगे बढ़ोगे in terms of money, right? Because of that you also get some bad ideas, okay? Because as I've said, you're not supposed to worship anyone, okay? You're supposed to give people the level of respect they need to get, not कम not ज़्यादा, okay? ना कम ना ज़्यादा, ठीक है? That is also true in terms of financial advice, because remember, money is yours, okay? Never forget that. Like, it is literally legally yours, and it is your responsibility to manage it well, okay? So keep that in mind. Take your money very seriously, okay? And here's the thing, right? In your early 20s you can do things that you can get away with, okay? You can make mistakes where you're like, यार ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई बहुत, मतलब छोटा मोटा मिस्टेक चल जाता है, ठीक है? But as you grow up, as you get into your 30s and all, it happens like, oh shit, even a small mistake here and there becomes a huge challenge, because life does not give you that much space to operate in, because you have responsibilities at that age. Now, most of you won't understand, most of our country is extremely young. In yesterday's stream, I mentioned that 65% of India is below the age of 35. So it's like, what, a huge 800, 900 million of us are like extremely young, right? And below 30 to और भी ज़्यादा है. So now that I've crossed 30, I can confidently talk about what happens in your 20s, right? So 20s is the first time most of us start earning money, okay? And probably in my video I'll also be very male perspective, because that's my experience, right? In your 20s, what happens is you start earning money on your own. And unless your parents have really sat you down and taught you and given you money to handle, कि ये आपका पैसा, आपको जो करना है करो, it becomes a huge challenge in terms of actually knowing what to do. People are like, मुझे पैसा मिल गया, मैं जाके खर्चा कर रहा हूँ, या फिर people get very worried, या बहुत पैसा मिल गया, मैं जाके सेव करूँगा. भले ही आपको 5,000 रुपये मिल रहे हैं या 50,000 रुपये मिल रहे, doesn't matter. The moment people get money, they kind of get overexcited, and that's natural, that's completely understandable, right? So my recommendation is, the moment you get money for the first time, just have a plan beforehand, right? And have this basic funda ki no matter what, 30% of any amount I'm getting should go into savings directly, okay? Like straight up savings, okay? This is the money that you will not touch unless you really really need it. Your first step with anything to build up your financial muscle is to build up your savings. Okay, I I mean, honestly, people are like, "Arey, save kya kar raha hai? Yahi umar hai," and all. I get where it comes from. Probably in your 20s, you can keep it to 20%, 25%. But at least in my case, I try to keep like at least 30% of my income in savings, right? I do have that slightly conservative attitude. But if you're going to look at your 20s, 25%, 4 रुपए मिल रहा है ना, 4 रुपए में से 1 रुपया आपको सेविंग्स में डालना है सीधा. Okay, remember that much. I would also highly recommend you do not invest too much money here and there. Okay, keep a corpus for your savings or for your investments also. Like for example, 100 रुपए में से अगर 25 रुपए आपने सेविंग्स में डाले तो 15 से 20 रुपए आप इन्वेस्टमेंट में डालो. Okay, what are the different investment instruments? We can talk about that later, right? But don't put more than like 20%, 20 odd percent into investment and all. Because remember, you also need to spend some money, right? And most likely you're not earning that much. Most likely you're not going to earn that much, right? In your 20s, right? And if you are earning a lot, then fantastic. But I know people who earn a lot and they still don't know how to manage their money, right? Always remember, once you are done with your savings and once you are done with your investments is only when you should actually go out and start spending. Ideally, you shouldn't have any debt. But yeah, if you have any family issues and all, if you have any obligations, family obligations, like, of course, like first money goes over there, right? Like, agar koi family loan hai and all. But I was very lucky and privileged ki I did not have anything of that sort, right? I started on zero. Mera first pagar was 14,000 rupees. It wasn't much, but वो जो भी था मैं खुश था कि ये मेरा पैसा है, and being the foolish kid that I was, I what I did was I was 20 when I started earning money. 14,000 का था, and 14,000 का salary था मेरा. Firstly, it was a stipend, technically speaking, because I was a graduate trainee. Do you know what I did with my money? The first purchase, I bought the Samsung Note 2. This is 2013. I bought the Samsung Note 2 एंड वो फ़ोन था 37,500 का, वो डिस्काउंट में मुझको 27,500 का आया था. एंड जब वो मुझे मैंने खरीदा था, इमेजिन लाइक मेरा सैलरी 14,000 है और मैं 27,500 का फ़ोन खरीदा हूँ. नो ऑब्वियसली आई डोंट हैव एनी मनी, राइट? आई एम जस्ट ग्रेजुएटेड राइट देयर, बट आई बॉट इट ऑन EMI. नाउ आई वाज अंडर द इंप्रेशन इट वाज अ 9 month का EMI. Turns out it was a bloody 6 month का EMI and I was lied to or something, or I made a mistake. And when I went to buy it with my father and he's like, sir, आपका तो 6 month का EMI है, महीने का 4,500 या 4,700 कुछ तो कटेगा आपका for 6 months. And I'm just staring at him like this. I started yelling at him and all, but I couldn't. I was so embarrassed. In the Samsung store, I'm standing like this, and my dad is like, "Oh my God, you are actually a moron. Like, तू office तो घुस गया, but तू है तो वैसे का वैसा." I was like, "नहीं नहीं, I'll manage it and all." And I actually, bought that Samsung Note 2. Imagine I bought it and I bought it for a 6 month ka EMI, and out of a 14,000 salary slash stipend, I actually was putting out 4,500 rupees as EMI for the first 6 months of my official career, right? Like almost आपका 30%, 27 to 30% of my salary, 1/3 of my salary was going in EMI for a very stupid impulsive decision that I made at that time. But that is what you do when you're 20 years old, right? So please remember, that I am not a financial guru. I have made my fair share of mistakes. At the beginning of the video, you must have heard me say I've lost lakhs of rupees also. But I've also made some very good financial decisions, right? So, firstly, if you get money, once again, reiterating, 20 to 25% should be savings, 15 to 20% should be in investments, because you're not earning as much. Remember that, yeah? You're in your 20s, right? You're not in your 30s. And also, what you need to do is ensure you don't have EMIs, okay? That was one huge mistake that I had made. Please ensure you don't have many EMIs, because see, guys, I know it's called financialization. I know it has hyper financialization has really turned people's heads. What I genuinely believe is that because these loans and these EMIs are so very quickly available, most young people are like, हाँ सब लोग ले रहे हैं मैं भी लूंगा. Don't do that. It is not good for you. Okay, trust me. Unless you have everything planned out and sorted out, don't just go about taking EMIs left, right, center. You never know when you will need money, and those EMIs will screw you up. आपका सिविल स्कोर आपके जिंदगी भर रहता है, वो अपने मम्मी पापा का टाइम चला गया है. All your transactions are counted today. Okay, and if you're like me, right, you're urban, urban Indian educated guy. आप एकदम भोंदू टाइप हो इन द आइज ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. हमको हमको कुछ चोरी वोरी करना नहीं आता. हमारा एक एक दो दो रुपया भी जीपे से जाता है. Everything you spend or not spend, you pay, you repay and all, is all counted by the government. Okay, so unless you're a, some mastermind or something, which I am clearly not, most of us are normal average people. I personally feel that you should avoid crazy EMIs unless absolutely necessary. Okay, I'm not talking about family debt, I'm not talking about medical debt and all of that. Those are not the things I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about idiots going out there and buying an iPhone for a lakh जब तुम्हारा पगार 30,000 का नहीं है. ठीक है, 25-30 हज़ार का पगार नहीं है, तुम लोग आईफोन खरीद रहे हो यार. I just don't understand. I know I'm sounding like an uncle, but I did not buy a phone until very recently, which ever cost me above 35,000 rupees. I just never thought, like, I love phones, okay, and I love clicking pictures on my phone. And only recently did I, decide ki okay, I can spend more than 35,000 on a phone. Not that I couldn't afford it, I can, but I personally felt ki nahi, I have to really think before I buy. Please, folks, please think before you buy an iPhone. If an iPhone, having an iPhone or not having an iPhone is determining your life, you live a very sad life. Okay, you have pathetic friends if they're judging you because you have an iPhone or you not have an iPhone or you do not have an iPhone. They're not your friends and you're pathetic at choosing friends. Okay, so please, I'm requesting you, if someone's judging you by your tangible possessions, by the material goods you possess, you should genuinely reevaluate a lot of things. Okay, stay away from people who judge you based on how much money you have or the kind of things you carry, because that's not life, that's not friendship. Okay, so that's very important. The next thing I would highly recommend is enjoy your 20s, have a nice time. I know so many people. I even recently spoke to, one of my family members, and he was like, हाँ मैंने SIP start कर लिया. मतलब ब्रो तू कमाता कितना है तो SIP कितना कर रहा है? This SIP thing, I get it. Like every month this money goes into the stock market and all. But guys, when you're not earning that much, आप SIP का भी एक percentage limited रखो. You cannot be like, if you're earning 30,000, you can't put 10,000 in SIP. That is the stupidest shit ever. Like SIP is for the future. Okay, when you're in your 20s, you are going to need that money. Okay, you're not in your 30, मतलब SIP and all end 30s and end 40s में तोड़ा जाता है. SIP अभी नहीं किया जाता. So you will need that cash. If you are earning 30-40,000, which most 20s wala people earn, mid 20s at least, early 20s, do not spend so much on SIPs and all. आपको कोई आके बोलेगा अभी डालो ये 10x होगा 3x होगा, अरे जब होगा तब होगा. Put in SIP, invest, no doubt about it, but don't go overboard with it. Have some common sense. And dude, अभी आप मार्केट तो देख रहे होंगे, लाल लाल हो चुका है, एकदम मस्त, एकदम लाल हो गया है. ठीक है, तो प्लीज प्लीज कीप दैट इन माइंड. ओके, कि मार्केट गोज अप एंड डाउन. आई नो सो मेनी ऑफ माई फैमिली मेम्बर्स एंड फ्रेंड्स एंड समटाइम्स मी ऑल्सो, किसी ने बोल दिया अरे ये स्टॉक अच्छा है, इन्वेस्ट कर दिया. गाइस प्लीज कीप दिस इन माइंड. आई नो आई कीप रिपीटिंग माई सेल्फ, बट only put money that you believe you are ready to lose whenever you do an investment. Okay, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट कि अगर आपने 20,000 रुपये किसी चीज़ में इन्वेस्ट किए, सोच लो वो 20,000 रुपये चले गए. अनलेस यू आर अ जीनियस, विच मोस्ट ऑफ अस आर नॉट. आई वुड से मोस्ट पीपल वी आर सपोज टू इन्वेस्ट इन इंडेक्स फंड्स. इंडेक्स फंड्स मतलब वो जो होता है कि सेंसेक्स एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, लाइक इट्स एन इंडेक्स, राइट? स्मॉल कैप, मिड कैप एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. सो इफ यू डू इट इन, invest in those average index funds, if you invest in those mutual funds and all, which are managed by really smart people who are not like us, then you have ETFs and all, like science and technology saying. So those are different kind of things, right, that you can put it in. But वो भी those they have basket of like different stocks and all. उसमें भी कोई guarantee नहीं होता that you will succeed. You will not succeed, like necessarily. आप मार्केट देख रहे हो यार, क्या 20-30% डाउन है मार्केट, कितना बेकार है मार्केट. देयर आर सर्टेन स्टॉक्स लाइक टाटा मोटर्स एंड ऑल 35% डाउन यार. सच अ ब्रिलियंट कंपनी, दे हैव डन सो वेल, बट द स्टॉक मार्केट इज डाउन बिकॉज द FIIs आर टेकिंग आउट मनी. कभी जापान का करेंसी ऊपर नीचे होता है, पीपल लूज मनी. Now let me come to my favorite topic, which is the most infuriating topic I know of. And I have friends and family, very close friends and very close family, who have lost lakhs of rupees, bloody lakhs of rupees, because they are investing in फ्यूचर्स एंड ऑप्शंस, एफएनओ ट्रेडिंग करना है। सालो तुमसे मतलब टोल नाके पे झगड़ा करते हो, तुम टोल भरने को, तुम एफएनओ कर रहे हो। व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन? Why Jua hai FNO in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, if you don't know what you're doing in the futures and options market, you are literally burning money, you're literally throwing money. Okay, don't do that. Please don't do that. I know it is very tempting. I know it is very tempting. Now, if I say, guys, don't gamble, you'll be like, अरे ये तो बाप की तरह बात कर रहा है. अरे यार, losing money is not fun. As I said, right, I have lost lakhs of rupees because of stupid investments myself. I invested in a ULIP, okay, Unified Linked Investment Plan or something कुछ तो बोलते हैं उसको. It's a insurance instrument, investment instrument. I'm not saying ULIPs are bad, but I made a ULIP wala investment which was like, you pay 1 lakh every year and at the end of 7-8 years you will start getting 50-60,000 and all of that and so on and so forth. And after a point I realized this doesn't make sense to me at all. मैंने वो बस कर दिया because some family members were also like, हाँ ये अच्छा है. Absolutely not. I was like, कि, oh my god, this is the stupidest thing I have done in the longest time. And I had to literally tell that guy who I invested with कि sir आप है ना मुझे मेरा जो भी invested money है वो लौटा दो. And he's like, I can give it back to you, but please remember that all the tax savings that you did, that will be refunded. And by now, if you calculate that, that comes up to around 1.5 lakh. And I took a hit of 1.5 lakh rupees in 2020 in the middle of the bloody pandemic. Imagine, imagine, because I was like, I'm not going to, you know, put good money after bad. It's okay to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. See, I'm owning up to my mistakes. I'm like, I've lost lakhs of rupees. I bought those stupid things which I was not supposed to buy on EMI and all of that. Like मेरा पहला सैलरी के टाइम पे मैंने मतलब गू खा लिया था almost. Like sorry, but yeah, that's what I did. I have made such stupid mistakes. I don't want you to do that. Don't over invest. Okay. Also, please invest with your own mind. पापा ने बोला, इसने बोला, उसने बोला, भाई ने बोला, दोस्त ने बोला, बंटाई ने बोला, मामाई ने बोला, गर्लफ्रेंड ने बोला, बॉयफ्रेंड ने बोला, ऐसे नहीं करते आप इन्वेस्ट. आप आपके पैसे को रिस्पेक्ट कीजिए. इन आवर कल्चर मनी इज गॉड. ओके, लाइक लक्ष्मी को मानते हैं ना हम, गॉडेस लक्ष्मी को मानते हैं हम, तो दिवाली में भी उनकी पूजा होती है. तो अगर आप पैसे को ऐसे ट्रीट करोगे, यू आर डिसरिस्पेक्टिंग गॉड. दैट इज वन एंगल आई एम पुटिंग इन, सो दैट यू थिंक बिफोर ब्लडी बर्निंग मनी इन एफएनओ. आप चैट में अभी डालिए, इफ यू नो पीपल यू हैव लॉस्ट मनी इन एफएनओ. आप डालिए पैसा. आप सॉरी, आप पैसा मत डालिए एक्चुअली उसमें. आप कमेंट में डालिए, इफ यू नो पीपल हु हैव लॉस्ट एफएनओ, पुट इट इन द कमेंट्स सो अदर्स कैन आल्सो सी. Also put it in the comments if they have made money, who have made money. I'm seeing such amazing questions in the chat. I'll quickly come to that. आज भी घंटा टाइम पे नहीं सोने वाला मैं. तुम लोग ही यही करता है, तुम लोग मेरे को सोने ही नहीं देता है. But okay, I'm also stupid. I start my streams late. I was working, sorry. So yeah, I mean, so anyway, so coming back, okay, insurance is an important thing. Please take a term insurance is what I would recommend. Okay, again, once again, I'm not saying follow what I'm saying, but I'm saying ki, like life insurance is an important thing, we should have it. Health insurance is an important thing, we should have it. Okay, don't go with those insane plans, but go with basic plans and all. And it doesn't mean your first salary itself you go out and ye le liya, wo le liya, ye insurance le liya. No, even your office has its own health insurance, correct? And if you ask your parents ki, hey, have you got any insurance for me? My parents in all their wisdom, uh, never got me an insurance, so I had to go out and get insurance. And when I bought insurance, I told you what I did. I made a mistake. So use your head when you do these things. It's extremely important. But insurance is important. I think insurance is absolutely important. Health insurance plus your life insurance, right? And as I said, when you're investing in the stock market or you're doing anything, you should know that this is the money if I'm putting, वो चला गया तो चला गया, आपका responsibility है वो. ठीक है, treat money with a lot of respect that it deserves. And your 20s are to enjoy यार. Your 20s are to enjoy. आप 30-40 हज़ार के पगार में भी enjoy कर सकते हो. Okay, I think you should enjoy at least early 20s. तो you should enjoy unless you have any obligations in life की udhar and all of that family ka, which my father had, right? See how privileged I am. I never had any of those problems, right? But my father had. When my father started working, he and his brothers had to pay off the family debt. वो गरीबी में पैदा हुआ ना वो लोग, वो गरीबी में छोटे का बड़ा हो गया. मैंने गरीबी नहीं देखा है लकीली, But I have seen stupidity. Whenever I looked into the mirror, I saw a stupid person, because that is how I used to manage my money. But I slowly and steadily I realized, ki it was a good thing that I had a slightly conservative attitude any which ways, because that's the way I was raised. कि खर्चा करूंगा मैं, मजे करूंगा मैं, no doubt about it, but I'll calculate it. Like at the end of the month, you should know exactly where all your money went. Okay, not to the last rupee, but at least to a few thousands you should know. कि 30,000 अगर आपका पगार है, तो एटलीस्ट यू शुड नो द हिसाब फॉर लाइक 70-80% ऑफ इट, टू अराउंड 24,000 to 27,000 रुपीज तक का तो आपको पक्का हिसाब होना चाहिए वो 30,000 में से. यू विल बी लाइक यार ये क्या अंकल आंटी वाला हिसाब लेने का बात कर रहे हो. गाइज ट्रस्ट मी, जब आपका पगार 3 लाख रुपए होगा ना महीने का, आपको तब भी वही करना पड़ेगा. इनफैक्ट तब तो आपके खर्चे और बढ़ेंगे, आपका लाइफस्टाइल और चेंज होगा, आपका रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज आएंगे फैमिली का. ट्रस्ट मी, आई नो इट, राइट? मोस्ट ऑफ योर एल्डर फ्रेंड्स वुड नो इट and your family members would know it. So I will definitely tell you to keep a track of all the money that you spend. See, when I started out, like when I was in my early 20s, तो 10-12 साल पहले की बात है, right? At that time, मतलब डिजिटल पेमेंट्स नहीं थे उतने. दे वर देयर बट दे वर नॉट रियली देयर, राइट? लाइक द वे दे आर टुडे. लाइक यूपीआई कर दिया, पेटीएम कर दिया, ये कर दिया, वो कर दिया, फुल एकदम नेक्स्ट लेवल कर दिया. सो यू कैन लिटरली कैलकुलेट मोस्ट ऑफ द expenses. They are all there logged in a digital format, right? I didn't have it, but you definitely have it, right? And if you are like, no, I don't do all my expenses on digital platforms, it's okay, but make a note of them. Make a note of them at the end of the day or end of the week at least, so that at the end of the month you definitely can find out कि मैंने कितना खर्चा किया या कितना खर्चा नहीं किया. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है गाइज, बिकॉज वो आपको एक आदत दिलाता है. एज आई सेड, इट्स अ स्किल. मैनेजिंग योर मनी इज अ स्किल, एंड मैनेजिंग योर मनी इंक्लूड्स अर्निंग मनी, saving money, investing money, for the short term, medium term, and the long term. Have a vision that at the end of the year, how much money should be there in my bank account. At the end of like the decade, like मैं अगर जब 30 साल का हूँगा, तब मैं मेरे पास क्या मेरी financial condition होनी चाहिए. So if you, unless you have that vision, that set idea कि इतना होना चाहिए मोटा मोटी, you will always be here and there. You will always be here and there, guys. Please remember that much. You need to have that vision. And I don't mean I want to earn 1 crore before 30. यार वो सब नहीं बोल रहा मैं, वो विजन बोर्ड वाला विजन नहीं बोल रहा मैं आप नॉर्मल इंसान की तरह सोचोगे ना, यू शुड बी लाइक कि these are the 4 or 5 things I definitely need. Like in my case, I was like, I should have money, and this is for everyone. God forbid you are let go tomorrow, you should have at least 6 months of your expenses worth savings / FD in your bank account. You should have it. You should have it. For some reason, I just remembered, आप लोगों को क्रेडिट कार्ड का बहुत मजा आ रहा है. I've seen that credit card debt in India has skyrocketed. Most of their personal debt has also kind of skyrocketed, and young people are just taking on loans and credit card after credit card like it's Pokemon cards. Guys, credit cards are a very serious financial instrument. Don't mess around. Don't mess around. आई नो आई एम नॉट आई एम अ वेरी नॉर्मल गाय. मुझे फिनेंस के बारे में ज़्यादा नहीं पता, बट पर्सनल फिनेंस तो आई हैव अ डिसेंट आइडिया दैट यार मत करो वो क्रेडिट कार्ड एंड ऑल आर लोन्स. दे लुक फैंसी. सम ऑफ देम आर गिविंग इट आउट इन मेटल. व्हेन यू आर स्क्रोलिंग यू गेट द एड्स एंड ऑल. प्लीज़ बी वेरी केयरफुल बिफोर यू गो आउट देयर एंड जस्ट लाइक बी लाइक कि हाँ मैंने, मेरे पास ये कार्ड है, मेरे पास वो कार्ड है, मुझे लाउंज एक्सेस मिल रहा है, मैं यहाँ जा रहा हूँ, मैं वहाँ, मुझे पॉइंट्स मिल रहे हैं. भाई लॉयल्टी पॉइंट्स रिलेशनशिप में कमाओ, आईसीआईसीआई बैंक से मत लो. आई मीन आई लव आईसीआईसीआई बैंक बिकॉज आई एम अ ह्यूज फैन ऑफ आईसीआईसीआई बैंक. दैट इज व्हाई आई एम गिविंग दैट एग्जांपल. बट ये लॉयल्टी पॉइंट्स आपको बैंक के साथ नहीं करना है, आपकी लाइफ के साथ करना है, आपके दोस्तों के साथ, गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ करना है. क्या कर रहे हो आप? like don't please don't, like relax. like have a nice time with your friends in your 20s, but don't do it with debt. लोन लेके मत जियो, आपको आदत लग जाएगी. एंड किसी दिन ऐसा बुरा फंसो, मुन्ना भाई में डायलॉग है ना, बेटा जिस राह पे चल रहे हो उस दिन बहुत बुरा फंसोगे तुम. जेन्युइनली बुरा फंसोगे. एंड देन you might just have to ask your friends for money. You might have to ask your family for money, and you don't want to be in that situation, right? Not that asking money from your friends or family is a bad thing. I have done it. I have asked money from my friends, I have asked money from my family, but I've kept it to a minimum, right? And I've been like, I'll return it एंड आई रिटर्न्ड इट, राइट? एज सिंपल एज दैट. सो उतना उतना वो शक्ति रखो दैट यू कैन गो एंड अप्रोच पीपल, एंड उतना ये भी रखो, उससे ज़्यादा शक्ति रखो कि एज सून एज पॉसिबल यू रीपे इट, यू नो. एंड डोंट बी enamored by these new things कि crypto आ गया, ये आ गया, वो आ गया. I'm looking in the comments and I'm feeling so bad because these are such common stories, because my friends also face this. मैंने आज तक crypto में 1 रुपया नहीं डाला because I never, by the time it came up ना, I was 28 years old. When the whole crypto mania took over India ना, मेरा थोड़ा उम्र हो चुका था यार, मैं 27-28 का था frankly. And I saw that and I was like, I'm no longer 22. मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा, मैं 22 साल का होता ना, मैं पक्का पक्का क्रिप्टो में इन्वेस्ट करता. But by the time I was 27, 28, I was like कि yeah, like no, like I don't understand this thing, I'm not investing in it. As simple as that. हमारे टाइम पे तो एनएफटी भी आया था 4-5 साल पहले, आई रिमेंबर. So I was like कि यार I don't understand this, and my friends were all hyping it up. My friends were hyping it up and my friends earned some money, but they lost also quite a bit of it. So remember, once again, save money. Okay, don't invest unless it's like, invest, with like some sense, कि आप कितना कमाते हो और कितना परसेंटेज आपको ये करना है. Have an emergency fund, track your expenses every week, every month. Extremely important. Remember that you should look at money like money is God in our culture. In our culture, money is, like, पैसे का भी देवता, होता है ना हमारे यहाँ पे. Like we are worshipping goddess Lakshmi, we are worshipping Kuber, and so we should respect money a little bit. I know I'm sounding like an uncle, but trust me guys, like पैसे खर्चे बंद ही नहीं होते after a certain age. वो नहीं होते, and unless in your 20s you learn how to manage your money, you're in deep trouble. I promise you. Oh, by the way, I know people who earn 2 lakhs a month and they're always in debt. So it's not like just because you earn more money तो आपका problem solve हो जाएगा. No. Managing your money is not an issue of how much you earn. It is about the battle between your fingers and your mind. That's it. Like your mind will always tell you कि this is the correct thing to do. Your mind knows you're not stupid, but your fingers will always tempt you कि अरे करते हैं ना, चलता है ना, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, मजा आएगा. So keep that in mind. Live within your means. Honestly, again, uncle advice, but also remember lifestyle. Every video I say this because this has happened to me. Lifestyle catches up to you. You will get used to a certain lifestyle in life कि हाँ मैं तो ऐसे ही जीता हूँ, मैं तो यहीं जाता हूँ, मैं इसके नीचे जा ही नहीं सकता. मैं भाई, अनदर थिंग इज यू हैंग आउट विद पीपल एंड यू ऑल्सो वांट टू बी लाइक देम. यार मेरे दोस्तों तो ये क्लब में जा रहे हैं, मैं भी जाऊँगा. भाई उसकी बाइक देखो यार, उसका आईफोन देखो, मैं भी वही करूँगा. It happens, it's normal, it's human, right? Like we are all human beings, right? Like these things happen, but be a smarter human being, right? Like have that logic कि आपके पास उतना पैसा है क्या, और अगर है भी आपको करना है क्या. What is the point of it? If it doesn't align with your long term goals or your medium term goals, don't spend that money. Respect your money, the money that you have. Just because everyone is going out and spending on crypto or investing in crypto, or everyone is investing here, everyone has 4 different metal credit cards and all of that, you don't need to do that. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Like that is one of the simplest thing I can tell you. Don't be stupid, right? Your lifestyle, you will get used to a certain lifestyle, you will used to get spending. So remember, if you're not able to back it up after a certain point of time, you will crash, which is not a good thing, right? Invest, no doubt about it, but don't over invest because you're in your 20s, your corpus is not that high. अगर मैंने 1,000 रुपए डाले और मुझे 10% रिटर्न आया, ठीक है, बेसिक 10% रिटर्न आया, तो आई विल अर्न हाउ मच, 100 रुपीज़. बट अगर आप इन योर 20s आप कमा रहे हो कितना, 100 रुपये, ठीक है, और आपको आ गया 25% रिटर्न, ठीक है, आप कितना कमा रहे हो, 50 रुपये, समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट, राइट? सो remember, like you will have to outperform the market and you'll still not earn as much as someone who has a larger corpus than you. So you'll have to build your corpus, save money, so that later on you can do what you want with it, right? So please remember that. Please remember that. And yeah, learn about taxes, no doubt about it, but taxes are not going to help you earn a lot of money. Taxes are going to help you save a little bit of more money. बट वो ज़्यादा नहीं, मतलब पहले मैं 20,000 कमाता था, आज मैं 22,000 कमा रहा हूँ बिकॉज ऑफ इनकम टैक्स एग्जेम्पशंस. Not much of a difference, hardly makes much of a difference. And there will be a lot of people who are saying कि build a passive income stream, passive income करो भाई. अरे भाई तू पहले प्राइमरी इनकम तो सीधा कर, बाद में पैसिव इनकम कर. योर 20s आर टू बिल्ड योर ब्लडी पर्सनालिटी एंड योर स्किल्स एंड योर प्रोफाइल इन लाइफ. पैसिव इनकम कर रहे हैं क्यों भाई? एक्टिव तो सीधा करो पहले तुम. I'm going through my notes, and yeah, of course. And the last thing I would highly recommend is, please don't be afraid to ask for advice. Ask people for advice around you and know what they're doing. There might be people around you have made mistakes. Learn from them, ask them. Open up to people who you trust. Don't go out telling people, सबको random लोगों को मत बोलते रहो आपके life के problems, right? I personally feel. So learn from other people's mistakes, ask them for advice. Probably they know more than you. Most likely they know more than you, right? मैंने भी अपने दोस्तों से ही काफ़ी कुछ सीखा है. So yeah, that was Polkeball on how to manage your money. Now I'll take some questions. It's already Monday, so fantastic. Yash Tyagi is saying, no, uske pehle Naman is commented S. Okay. Yash Tyagi is saying, yes, I have watched many Fin influencers videos. They always talk about saving money. Yes, saving money is good, guys, contrary to popular opinion. Yash is also saying they didn't talk about enjoying the life and exploring the things is much better investment. They're just playing with the future insecurities of people. Guys, you need to strike a balance. लाइफ में बैलेंस करो, लाइफ में बैलेंस करो. आपको इन्वेस्ट करना है वो भी करो, और अगर आपको एंजॉय करना है वो भी करो, बट डू इट विद इन योर मीन्स. If you want to invest in the stock market, research, work hard. Do you know how difficult it is to really make money in the stock market? I have friends who do that. They have been doing it for years and years and years, and they are students. They're students of the stock market. Okay, तो उन्होंने वो ऐसे ही नहीं कि इधर से टिप आ गया उधर से टिप आ गया हम यहाँ पैसे डाल दिए वो सब किया. Don't do that. Respect yourself, respect money. Remember. Yeah, if someone, Yash is saying, if someone has insurance and 20% of his savings of his total salary, it's good and secure investment. 20% of insurance, I don't know, savings 20 to 25% rako, ideally, is what I would say. If you can do more, brilliant, nothing like it, right? I prefer to go to 30 to 35%. That is my aim, right, at my age and all of that. Anuj Sahu is saying, hi, I feel the only way to improve your finances is to increase your income, hikes, job switches, etc. Minimizing expenses on a fixed income might not be that helpful in the long run. Completely agree with you, Anuj. Fantastic comment. That's a beautiful comment. Ultimately, आप सबको and हम सबको पैसा कमाना है, but of course in the legal and ethical manner, goes without saying. And you have to keep in mind, right? You have to work hard. You have to have that aim. You have to be smart also. Sometimes you can be at a place where you're earning, say, instead your friends are earning 100, but you are earning 70. For some time you do that because you know that भाई यहाँ पे जो मैं सीख रहा हूँ ना, ये जो opportunity मिल रही है ना, मुझे कहीं नहीं मिलेगी. And you wait for a year or two and you go somewhere else and you show in your interviews and your skills and all, and they'll be like, my god, इसको अभी के अभी मैं 150 रुपए देगा instead of the 70 that you are earning, or even a 200 for that matter. I know people like that, trust me. If you are at a place where you're learning a lot but your earning is not that much, that's fine. If you know how to capitalize on it in the future, nothing like it. So Anuj, you're absolutely right. One of the most important things is to earn more money, but in a sensible manner going forward, right? But also remember what I said. Your expenses will rise with your salary hikes. Remember that much. So keep that in mind too. No questions. Sorry, Naman, I won't be taking any questions other than the topic that I have. Anuj is saying my friend went against advice and lost 2 lakhs in FNO. See, do you want to lose 2 lakhs? भाई 2 लाख में क्या आता है? 2 लाख में कितनी चीजें आती है? दे दो यार 2 लाख. क्या मस्त अमाउंट है 2 लाख. I love 2 लाख रुपए. Don't. Yeah, let's see. It's a thrill. FNO is a thrill. I know people who invest in my own family members and friends do it, and they have lost money. Each and every one of them has lost money. Some of them have earned and they kept quiet. They knew when to quit. But it's don't do it. It's genuinely stupid. Please be aware. Even the SEBI talks about it. The Security Exchange Board of India, right? Like keep that in mind. I hope this one was correct, the full form. So keep that in mind. Divya, okay, the next is Rohini is asking, would you advise someone helping his friend financially, like giving udhar? It is a part of life, guys. I've been on both sides. It is something which will happen. आप जब उधार दे रहे हो, again, just like an investment, when you are lending someone money, this is very important advice. you should lend it thinking ये पैसा कभी नहीं आएगा मेरे पास. It is genuinely important because see, many a times it happens that you lend people money, you don't get it back, your relationship gets affected, right? Or vice versa, right? You take money from people and you don't return it. You'd be lucky if you're not beaten up, firstly. But in general, because most disputes are financial disputes, don't forget, right? Why do you want to ruin your friendship? Why do you want to ruin your friendship, right? So if you have taken money, return it quickly. If you have, unless of course there's a genuine reason and it has come with like no strings attached, that's a different story. बट हाँ, अगर आपका दोस्त को पैसा चाहिए, जितना हो सके उतना हेल्प कीजिए, बट डोंट गो अबव एंड बियॉन्ड बिकॉज चैरिटी बिगिंस एट होम. Charity begins at home. It doesn't begin outside. Remember that much, Rohini and others. Divyan Singh is like, I know a guy who had taken 5 lakhs on loan and lost all of it and now stuck in debt trap. Yes. Loan लेके invest ना कीजिए. Please, that's insane behavior. Please remember that much. Rutik is, okay, no, not gonna answer questions on education on this one. No, not out of topic, Kushi. Sorry. Rajiv, you want to get on a live call to discuss finances? Rajiv, I'm not an expert. I'm just giving gyan based on my failures and my certain lessons that I have got. Goku is like, I lost in crypto trading. Started from 15 from Indian market. I made 25K. Blah blah blah. YouTube shorts, AI. I will say losing is important but valuable skill. Yeah, I mean, people lose money, no doubt about it. But as I said, you should only be investing money which you are ready to lose and can afford to lose, more importantly. अगर आपके बैंक अकाउंट में 20 लाख रुपए and you're losing 15-20,000 here and there, that's fine. अगर आपके बैंक अकाउंट में 50,000 है and you're losing 15-20,000, you're jacked, right? So keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind. Yeah. Next is, again, Goku is talking about trading is a valuable skill. I agree. Those are skills, right? Extremely important, but they take years to build. Just because, there are other things like skills, right? Like skateboarding is a skill. Doesn't mean you bang your head on the ground every day while trying to learn how to skateboard. You have to do it with guardrails and you have to do it with a helmet and all of that, right? तो सेंसिबली भी सीखनी होती है चीज़ें, ऐसे ही कुछ नहीं करना है आपको. सो देर इज़ दैट. Okay, next we have science and technology. Problem is finfluencers, which is financial influencers, are setting some trends on social media and people are trapped in it because of FOMO. I don't understand this one. Like, can you explain what do you mean by finfluencers, science, technology? Because uh, what is it that they're doing that is trapping people, in FOMO? See, in general, influencers, what they do, it's called a demonstration effect. That's happening. कि कोई और कर रहा है, मुझे भी वही करना है. It's human, monkey see, monkey do. That's human beings. We also want what others have, which is natural. It's being human, yeah. I'm not going to shame anyone for wanting something for themselves, okay? It's a very natural, normal reaction to being a human being. It's the human experience. But how you go about it really matters. How you go about it really matters. Just because 5 people are doing something on Instagram does not mean you do that. You are no longer 15, you're 25. I mean, you're in your 20s, right? You're in your 20s, you're an adult. You are responsible for your finances. You are responsible for your own life. That freedom comes with responsibilities, right? Like some comic books have taught us that. So keep that in mind. Just because people are doing something on social media does not mean you have to go out and do it. I know it's tough. Like one of the most depressing places online is LinkedIn. जब भी जाता हूँ, people are doing better than me. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get it. For many people, it's Instagram. Luckily, Instagram has never had any impact on me, so I kind of understand. So, but please remember, like just because someone else is doing it does not mean you have to do it, right? Um, cool. Next is AI lols is saying, oh hi AI lols, you're here every day. यार. Thanks for being such a fan. Guys, can you please put some reactions in the chat? It helps the channel grow. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. Almost every day I go live on different topics. So it's actually really nice that so many of you are online and you're commenting, right? It's very nice. Thank you so much. Okay, Manit Mani is saying FOMO ho raha hai. Most of my friends went abroad for higher studies. natural. Happened with me also. My friends also went abroad, but I never had that FOMO, frankly. And guys, your life decisions are not supposed to be made on FOMO. They're supposed to be, because then your life decisions are happening with an external locus of control. Your life decisions, your life is not being driven by something inside of you. It is being driven by something outside of you. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड? इट इज़ बीइंग ड्रिवन बाय समथिंग आउटसाइड ऑफ यू। एंड कल को वो हवा इधर जा रही है, आप यहाँ जाओगे, हवा वहाँ जा रही है, आप वहाँ जाओगे। आप आदमी हो या पतंग? आदमी हो या पतंग? आप आदमी हो तो आप आदमी की तरह बिहेव करो, यू नो? आप, बिकॉज़ you need to have that, self respect, and you need to have that self love and that self determination, that मैं डिसाइड करूँगा मुझे कहाँ जाना है। भले ही मैं गलत जाऊँ या मैं सही जाऊँ, ये मेरा डिसीजन है। एंड ऑफ कोर्स इट डजंट मीन यू आर ऑब्स्टिनेट, इट डजंट मीन यू डोंट लिसन टू पीपल। यू, आई मीन, आई हैव ऑलवेज आस्क्ड माय पेरेंट्स कि, व्हाट डू यू थिंक आई शुड डू? डजंट मीन आई हैव ऑलवेज फॉलोड व्हाट दे सेड, बट आई टुक देयर एडवाइस। सो बट आई नेवर सॉ, यार मेरा दोस्त के पास ये है, मैं भी यही करूँगा। भाई ऐसे मत करो, किसके लाइफ में क्या चल रहा है आपको नहीं मालूम। यू शुड फोकस ऑन योर सेल्फ। उनके लाइफ में वो अब्रॉड जाके क्या हालत खराब हो रही है उनकी, आपको क्या पता? भले उनका उनका लाइफ अच्छी भी होगी, हु नोज, करेक्ट? बट डोंट जज एंड डोंट, डोंट डू दिस, डोंट बी मैच्योर। आदमी रहो, पतंग नहीं, याद रखना। So anyway, I'm so proud of myself. I just came up with it. So cool. Next is Goku is saying, I will only use reasonable amount. I started trading. हाँ यार ठीक है. I lose matter from day one. Need a lot of patience. Give it time. Yeah, I agree. Have patience. Give it time. Invest only what you can lose. Start small and learn, learn, learn. No doubt about it. Do not invest what you're not ready to lose. As simple as that. Respect your money. I think science and technology is talking about advice regarding buy versus rent. So SIP, do SIP, and after 60 years, you will have XXX amount. Yeah, see, SIPs are a long-term construct. They're a long-term instrument. They're not meant to be, कि अभी मैं इन्वेस्ट करूँगा 4 साल में निकाल लूँगा. No, SIPs are, meant to be done like, कि 20 साल बाद निकालना है आपको. सो इफ़ यू आर पुटिंग दैट मनी, थिंक अबाउट इट कि वो पैसा जा रहा है, वो भूल जाओ उस पैसे को, मार्केट उसको संभाल लेगा। एंड इफ मोस्ट ऑफ आर एस आई पीज आर इन टू द इंडियन इक्विटी मार्केट, एंड द इंडियन इकोनॉमी इज गोइंग टू ग्रो, इट हैज़ टू, नो डाउट अबाउट इट। वो कितना ग्रो होगा वो हमारे ऊपर है, हमारे देश के ऊपर है, हमारे लक के ऊपर है, बट इट विल ग्रो डेफिनेटली। सो we are going to get decent returns, but not now, 20-30 years down the line. They're an extremely forward looking, future looking investment instrument, right? So keep that in mind. So that's that. And but आपको लाइफ तो अभी जीनी है ना, 20 साल बाद मतलब जो होगा वो होगा। अभी आप क्या करोगे? you'll have to save, you'll have to save money, you'll have to earn more money by, upskilling yourself, right? And things like that. So definitely keep that in mind, right? Yeah, AI LOLs is saying, I'm watching with 2 mobiles. Thank you so much, yaar. See, AI LOLs, I hope both your mobiles are not on EMI. I just hope so. So, yeah, because my first phone was on EMI, as I said, right? Like a stupid person. मेरा पगार 14,000 रुपये था और मैंने 27,500 का फ़ोन खरीदा था. So, see, I have also been stupid. I'm a normal person just like you guys, but I learned, and this is what I want to tell you. Wah, like 3-4 minutes before I go to sleep because I have work tomorrow. But yeah, so do you guys. Naman is asking, how do we learn FNO? Naman, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm not aware how to do that. Maybe some classes and here and there. Goku is like, FNO is gamble. Even Zerodha owner said it's better not to go there. I personally feel the same. I I have never done FNO. मैं करूँगा भी नहीं, because yeah, I'm not pro gambling, and I don't think it should be done. I genuinely don't think it should be done unless you know how to do FNO, because I know professional people who do FNO and they do well in their careers. But वो प्रोफेशनल लोग हैं, वो 15-20 साल से कर रहे हैं, 10 साल से कर रहे हैं, उनको आता है। मुझे नहीं आता, मैं नहीं करने वाला, एज सिंपल एज दैट। मैं अपना SBI का FD में डाल रहा हूँ, मैं अपना छोटा मोटा SIP कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है। 1-2 IPO वगैरह हो गया, मैंने उसमें डाल दिया। एंड द IPOs ऑल्सो दैट आई डू दैम बिकॉज आई हैव कन्विक्शन इन दोज कंपनीज, राइट? कि मुझे पता है स्विगी आगे जाएगा एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ। बट दैट डजंट मीन दैट स्विगी इज नॉट ओवर प्राइस्ड एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट। लाइक आई कैन बी रॉन्ग इवन इन दैट। स्टॉक मार्केट में आई हैव अर्न मनी, स्टॉक मार्केट में आई हैव लॉस्ट मनी ऑल्सो, करेक्ट? बट ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, जितना इन्वेस्ट करोगे उतना वापस आएगा कि नहीं गारंटी नहीं है, सो रिमेंबर दैट मच, राइट? So yeah, science and technology is like SIP is based on assumption. How one can be sure about forecasting? No, you're not forecasting. You're not okay. Are you saying speculating? Because speculating is an FNO. Okay, and forecasting is like we see there are those forecasts that are done by many financial institutions, including the finance ministry of our country, right? And the World Bank and IMF and so on and so forth. And everyone's positive about India for the next 20, 30 years. They know that this is the one big market which has really not done well for the last, like, we should have started growing in the 60s, 70s. We did not. We started growing in the 90s. So we are 20 years behind. So जो growth होना चाहिए था वो अभी होने वाला है, as simple as that. So yeah. Cool. Rohini is like, in future I would like to do angel investing. Absolutely, you should do it, Rohini. I wish you all the best. But even angel investing is not easy. Do read books about it. Which how to find those companies worth investing and so on and so forth. What is the entry size? What are the ticket sizes of the investments and all? Do that research, Rohini. But for that you have to build your own corpus right now. So focus on upskilling and building your own money, because you need to have money in crores before you become an angel investor, right? So yeah, that's how it is. So yeah, I think it's almost like 12:30 yaar. Any more questions? I'll wait for like 10-15 seconds. Let me know. I think this was a good one. Science and technology is asking, भाई how much saving do you do in a year? यार लोगों को है ना कभी ऐसे पैसे के बारे में नहीं पूछना चाहिए. देखो मैं आपको कभी मैं जो भी एग्जांपल्स देता हूँ ना, इट्स वेरी रूड टू आस्क अ मैन his salary and how much he or she earns, because as I said, I started my career at 14,000 a month. I didn't appreciate it, when people asked me my salary back then, unless they were my family members. Even in my family members, I mean my father and mother and my brother at max. Even like I never appreciated it. I still don't appreciate it, but I can understand where your question is coming from. So I can give you that. But it's just think about it. Like whatever I earn, I try to do 25 to 30% of my salary. That's like I try 30%, but वो होता है 25% तक हो जाता है, छोटा मोटा कट जाता है यार. Because I love Amazon, तो मैं कुछ ना कुछ फालतू चीज़ें खरीदता रहता हूँ. So, but yeah, anyway, yeah, AI lols, I'll do a live tomorrow, folks. If you guys have a minute or two, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. This was amazing chatting with you guys. Are there any topics you want me to discuss? ऐसा कोई टॉपिक है आप जानते हो कि यार सौरभ talk about this, poll talk about this? I'll wait. Put it in the chat. I'll wait. कितना एम्बैरेसिंग हो ना, कोई भी कुछ नहीं टाइप करेगा अभी. Manit Mani, he's saying approaching for referral. Manit, that's a great topic. I think that was discussed. किसी ने comment भी तो किया था कल परसों या आज सुबह. I'll talk about it. References are important. In my current job, I am there because of a reference, by the way. But there were multiple rounds of interviews also. Uh, I'll talk about referrals, how to go about it, how to approach and all, right? It won't be a long video. There is hardly, utna nahi hai, but referrals are important. Let's definitely talk about it. Electric vehicle industry, science and technology, that's fantastic. I have friends who are doing very well in the EV industry, by the way, who know it very, very well. So definitely we'll talk about the electric vehicle industry. I'll bring a friend over, and I know exactly the guy who to bring. I've been asking him to come along for the longest time. So definitely we'll do that. AI also is asking a good topic: startup struggle and failure in India. That's a good one, yeah. See, by the way, guys, regarding startups, like I interviewed my friend, an ex-colleague, Teja Gosangi. She has started her own startup, right? So, how did she start it? What are the problems she's facing? What is market research? What is consumer research? Should you get a co-founder or not? Those are the things that she discussed in her interview that with the podcast. Basically, it was an interview. I interviewed her. It was a lovely experience because I learned so much. So please watch that video of Teja. She has launched this online sari brand, Aira. Do check it out. That video, please do check it out. You'll learn a lot about startups over there. Rohini is asking about relationships. मेरा शादी हो गया, मैं ये सब चीज़ों के बारे में अभी नहीं बात करूँगा, but yeah. relationships. Probably I'll bring over a friend and I'll talk about them. But yeah, Aryan Khobragade is saying, ख्याल नहीं आ रहे हैं अभी. Fair enough. You can put it in the comments later. AI also saying startup versus job. Fantastic. Again, watch Teja's video, that interview. But I'll bring people over for startup versus job. By the way, folks, I am actually in talks with someone to who actually visited the Mahakumbh Mela, and she was there. She's just back yesterday. I think she was back. I am giving her some time to chill out, recuperate, and I'm going to interview her and understand. Okay, how was the Mahakumbh experience and why it is such a big deal, and what exactly is happening on the ground. So I was like, let me see what they are trying to say. So yeah. Um, कैसे पढ़ूँ इस सेइंग फाइनेंस की पढ़ाई करके फाइनेंस मैनेज नहीं हो रहा मेरा. कैसे पढ़ूँ? यू हैव द ग्रेटेस्ट यूज़र नेम ऑफ ऑल टाइम, द मोस्ट सेल्फ अवेयर यूज़र नेम ऑफ ऑल टाइम. आपसे पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही है, कैसे होगा? Science and technology are government versus private job. Is it good to spend years in preparing for government job? Rohini is also asking the same question, government versus private jobs. See, my father worked in government, right? And I am working in private. And I'll tell you, I can probably make a video on this, but it will be a very stupid video because what do I know about government jobs, right? Most of my relatives are in government jobs, but the people of my generation, my cousins and everyone, uh, those everyone is in a private job. All of us, all the young people, we are in private jobs. So हमारा पूरा प्राइवेट वाला एक्सपीरियंस है. बट एक चीज़ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी ने लिखा है, इज इट गुड टू स्पेंड ईयर्स इन प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर गवर्नमेंट जॉब? एब्सोल्युटली नॉट. दैट्स द स्टूपिडेस्ट थिंग दिस कंट्री इज फेसिंग. इस देश में, एंड दिस इज लाइक अ कोट फ्रॉम मिस्टर संजीव सान्याल, हु इज पार्ट ऑफ द इकोनॉमिक एडवाइजरी काउंसिल ऑफ द प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ दिस कंट्री. ओके, आपने संजीव सान्याल सर के बारे में तो बहुत यूट्यूब पे देखा रहेगा. दे आर वेरी, ही इज़ वेरी एक्टिव इधर उधर, very intelligent man. Now, he says that one of the biggest problems of India is that our people, instead of starting their own thing or joining some job and trying to rise up the ladder, they are trying to give these entrance exams for government jobs for 4, 4, 5, 5, 6 years. Don't do that. Your 20s are never gonna come back. Guys, have some sense. Because आपको जो लग रहा है ना, जो एनर्जी आपके अंदर, जो जोश है आपके अंदर, once you are 30 ना भाई, वो पेट आ जाता है, बैठ जाता है आदमी ऐसा. मतलब you become very lethargic. So मतलब not all of us, most of us, right? And you get life का responsibilities and all. So don't do that. Use your 20s very, very, very wisely. एंड छोटू छोटू विन लेने का लाइफ में. जीत गया ना छोटा छोटा चीज़ को लेके, तो एक ये होता है. वीडियो गेम कैसे होता है? यू डोंट कंप्लीट अ वीडियो गेम इन वन शॉट. देयर आर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट चेक पॉइंट्स दैट यू हैव, राइट? दोज चेक पॉइंट्स मेक यू फील गुड अबाउट लाइफ. So keep getting those wins in life. Don't spend years and years on these entrances. Don't do that. Always have a backup plan, please. Okay. And so yeah, that's what it is. Cool. So that's about it, guys. It's too late now. I should have slept half an hour ago as usual. आप लोगों ने मुझे जगा के मेरी वाट लगा दी है. मेरे को हेडेक होने वाला है, but I love doing this. Again a 50-minute video. Guys, please share this with your friends. थोड़ा ज्ञान दिया है मैंने आज. Ask them to subscribe. This is lovely. Thank you so much for commenting and all of that, interacting with me. Makes me feel amazing. Thank you. Good night, Divyansh. Good night, all of you. Thank you. See ya. Bye.